Let's go!
You've been awfully patient, and we thank you for that. We're now looking forward to showing you what we've been working on. Next Thursday, September 9th at 1 p.m. Pacific, for a look at the future of PS5. The showcase will weigh in about 40 minutes that include updates from Sony PlayStation Studios and some of the industry's most imaginative developers. So yeah, first and third party, for games releasing this holiday and beyond. And stick around for a presentation to get more updates from some of the studio teams featured in the showcase. Oh, okay. So it's like, wait a minute, is that going to be taking up the time of the 40 minutes? No. PS5 VR will not be in here. There will be plenty of great PS5 games from developers large and small. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. So they're not going to be spending time in this presentation talking about VR. Okay. 28 minutes dedicated to Deathloop. We confirmed that's what's happening already. I'm going to throw out what you guys think is likely and not likely. So number one, things that are likely. God of War, right? Very, 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 very good chance that God of War will be shown off in some way, which makes a lot of sense. It's been a long time since it was teased. There's a good chance this could be gameplay. Very good chance it could be actually a gameplay presentation of some kind that involves God of War Ragnarok. Horizon Zero Dawn, I don't think there's going to be much on Horizon here. We just got an update regarding Horizon's release, and we didn't even get, not that long ago, a big Horizon Zero Dawn presentation, like an entire dedicated direct around Horizon. To me, this doesn't feel like the place we would see Horizon, because the last thing they did was show that. And a release date, I think we got that already, right? I think we already got that for Horizon. Final Fantasy 16. That's a low chance. Final Fantasy 16 being here, I think, is a low-ass chance. If FF16 was going to appear somewhere, it'd probably be at Tokyo Game Show, be at their event, but the chance of it even being at their event is pretty low. I think if it does show up here, that's a very unlikely thing to happen, you know? Because the developers already said that they're waiting until they're ready, and that they might not have it ready by TGS. People are saying FF7 Remake Part 2. Chat. You're not seeing anything on that game until 16 is out. And there's a game you might see here. You might see Forspoken. This is where Forspoken could show up. Anyway, you're not seeing anything on FF7 Remake Part 2 until Forspoken and FF16 are out. And considering they said that it's going to be very difficult for them to make 16 make Tokyo Game Show, then, you know. Bluepoint acquisition. There is something that is a possibility, because it was essentially leaked, not leaked, that Sony has acquired Bluepoint, the guys that made, you know, Shadow of the Colossus remaster and Demon Souls remaster, that they're now a part of the official Sony library of developers. I think that could happen here, but you don't announce like, hey, we got a studio, you know, check them out. Look what they've done. We got them, without being like, here's what they're working on, you know? You usually don't just acquire a studio without them having a project that's going to be yours at some point in the future. So if they do announce, which I think is likely, Bluepoint showing up as an official PlayStation 5, like PlayStation partner going forward, that they also announce a game. And I don't know what that is going to be, right? I have no idea, but I got some pretty big hopes, right? As far as what Bluepoint could be working on. Don't even want to mention it. I almost don't even want to discuss it at all. But there's all those crazy rumors of them working on a Metal Gear and a Silent Hill and all this kind of crazy shit, making Legend of Dragoon and all this stuff. I'm willing to put 250 gift subs. If Bluepoint is announced as an official PlayStation partner next week at this event, and they announce that the next game they're working on is a Bloodborne remaster in the same vein as Demon Souls, I think I'd want that even more than Bloodborne 2. I think just getting Bloodborne in a better way than the original release of the game is likely one of the most wanted games that I have out there right now. I just want to play Bloodborne, the original one, again, but better. To me, it's like, you don't even need to make a new game. You don't. Just put Bloodborne at a better frame rate and a better resolution, and you're good. Maybe touch up some of the small things, the issues the game has, because it doesn't have a ton of big problems outside of like fucking weird online and shit. The game doesn't really have that many issues. It does have some stuff that they could fix, especially with like blood gems and stuff like that. Bluepoint doing remasters? Well, remaster / remake, you know? That's like the best possible thing that could happen. Do I think it's going to happen? Probably not, which is why I'm betting, you know, upwards of hundreds and hundreds of dollars. What is Bluepoint making their own IP finally? Telling you right now, after 10 years of remaking Sony IPs to profound effect, Sony doesn't scoop up Blue Point and then they're like, hey, now you do your own thing. You know? Spider-Man 2? You guys don't think this is too early for Spider-Man 2? I guess. I think that's really a really low likelihood as well. Spider-Man 2? That feels like it's about a year too early. Yeah. Like about maybe 1 year too early. And Marvel Games already has a ton of games. Like they got their card strategy game and they got Guardians on the horizon coming out like this year. They will announce a new controller in a different color, says HD. Yeah, that's a very high likelihood. Street Fighter 6? Oh, chat. I'm going to tell you once again, there's going to be no Street Fighter 6 here. And the reason there is no Street Fighter 6 is because Street Fighter 5 is not done. You have to wait for Luke to be out in Street Fighter 5. You're going to have to wait for that shit to happen. You're not getting any Capcom game announcements. Well, except Pragmata. Pragmata maybe could be here. Really hard to say because when was the last time Pragmata was shown, chat? Like over a year ago? Maybe a year and some months ago? It's been quite a long time since Pragmata was shown. And it did look really cool from what we saw, but I don't know. Really depends. It's weird that it hasn't been shown off in any way at all. Any fighting game announcements of any kind? Probably not. Considering this is like a next generation PlayStation 5 showcase? No. And considering the fact that KOF 15 is going to have a huge presentation at Tokyo Game Show a couple weeks after this? Definitely not. Oh, yes, Kenna. Whatever the hell that game is, chat. Kenna. Spirits and Blades. Blades of the Spirit, whatever the hell it is. Definitely going to be Kenna. That'll be here. That's a very high likelihood. Yeah, Resident Evil 8 DLC. Resident Evil Village DLC. I could absolutely see that being here. Reverse? Oof, fuck. Does anyone care? Does anyone care if Reverse? Ghostwire Tokyo isn't out yet? What the hell? That kitty cat game, yes. Whatever the hell that kitty cat game is, that's probably going to be here. Stray, thank you. That's what it was called. I'm mostly thinking of like updates and revisiting of things that have already existed. I'm not really thinking of the brand new things that could be shown. Is this the show where we finally see, you know, Silent Hill? Or Silent Hills, whatever the hell it is? DFO from ArcSys, that won't be here. Dungeon Fighter Online from ArcSys will probably be at Tokyo Game Show, if anywhere. Resident Evil 4 Remake, you are about a year and a half too early. I think Forspoken is a very high likelihood of being here. Yeah, I think Forspoken. I think, if anything, this might not be the Final Fantasy 16 event, but the event where we see more on Forspoken. Because that was announced like, what, like a year ago now? Feels like it wasn't that long ago, but I guess it was. NRS game? I'd say normally maybe, but no. If there is a new NRS game that is going to be coming out next year, the new NRS game will be announced at Jeff Keighley's The Game Awards at the end of the year. That'll be like a December announcement. I would like to think that that hidden Elden Ring footage that everyone's been holding on to and talking about will eventually be released by this time. Yeah, there's actually quite a few things that could be here. Weirdly enough. This might be a pretty crazy event. This is essentially E3. If Bloodborne is being remade by Blue Point and it's announced at this event, I am doubling the amount of gift subs that I bet earlier. I'm going to bet 500 gift subs. 500 gift subs.